gonna share some tricks you ought to know. AI tools that make your business grow. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. Stay up late to catch this vibe. Smart solutions we prescribe. Tech and tips that you can use. Tune in now and light the fuse. Get ready to shine and take flight, with wisdom that comes in the night. Oh, AI to help you reach your goal. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. From dusk till dawn, we got the groove. Good day, good day. All right, should I say good night? Welcome, my fellow night owls. We are back with the Night Owl Show with one objective and one objective only. We are building an agent, AI agent, by hook or crook. We are figuring this out tonight. As I say, I work best at night. So there's a couple criteria that we want our agent to do. Let me share my screen so you can see what I see. Make sure this works. All right. So we were inside. Oops. I have to put it onto the scene. All right, it should be seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. We have two options today. So first I was trying to figure out how to do this AI agent thing. And then I realized I can ask the AI to help us build the agent. So there's two AIs that I like. So I love ChatGPT and I do love Claude. So we asked both of them. So the prompt was, first prompt, and these are the three things that we want to get done with our agent. Okay, so the prompt, and if you'd like to follow along, feel free to put this prompt into your LLM of choice. So I would like to build an AI agent to help me, 1, review my email and make drafts for me to send. 2, review my spreadsheet with my connections I want to stay in touch with and track their activity only, and then send messages to stay in touch. 3, prospect for companies that have fleets of vehicles and send an intro email about our services. Can you help me build one? What is the best approach? All right, so we put this into ChatGPT, and we also put this into Claude. So let me see if I have it saved here. Okay. So Claude as well, same prompt. I would like to build an AI agent, review my email, make drafts, review my spreadsheets, figure out when I can follow up with them, and prospect for companies that have fleets of vehicles. So for Claude first, it recommended to build these 3 agents. So an email drafter, a relationship manager, and a fleet prospector. And so as we were going through, it asked me a couple questions. So should it review all unread emails? Can you describe the spreadsheet? What kind of services do we offer? So I don't have memory turned on with Claude. So if I had asked this question inside one of our projects, because I do have a project where it's specifically for detailing nights to car cleaning business, it should have already pulled that, and it should know more about my tone. But I think that because memory's off, when I just did a new chat, it did not pull from previous chats. But no worries. So I answered those questions, and then it said, okay, we're gonna build this. So it created this JSX. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I just kept going. So it asked me, do you want a scheduling feature? I said yes. So you can pre-turn it on and off, the frequency, It has a run now button, and again it created this JSX. I don't know what to do with that, so let me check. So it did let me know that I do use Make. So if you've been following our show, you'll notice that we were using Make.com to do some different automation testing, and then we kind of got away from it, and so it's reminding me that I do have that Make connection. So now it talks about that it's going to make the 3 scenarios. So it's using Make.com to build out the 3 scenarios, and then I'll show you why this is different than what ChatGPT decided to do. And something interesting with ChatGPT that if you I want to see if you catch what happened with ChatGPT, but for now, okay, so it did get stuck because it keeps saying that the Make.com, first I'm on the free plan, and it's like I can't really do much with the free plan for Make.com. So it did suggest that I upgrade the Make.com. So I did do that, and it was only $10 a month. So I'm okay with that. I did need to reconnect Gmail, and so I was able to do that. I want to make sure it was pulling from my right Make account, because I do have multiple accounts. So I updated it to change the organization name, and it caught it, so I know which Make account it's in. And then I did upgrade, I did connect. Then it started asking me about it has the Gmail connection, but it needs a Google scoped connection. But when I go into Make, when you type Google, Google has 15 to 20 things. So I'm not finding what this scoped connection is. So I just said, hey, I went in and tested, because you can pick a trigger of watch emails, and it worked. So I was like, can you just set it up? So it said, okay, yes, I can set it up. It created the 3 scenarios. It did talk about when it needs the Gmail sheet. And again, I need this Google scoped connection, so hopefully we can figure that out as we go. So let's check on this one first. It does say that the Make.com is ready. So let's see what's in here. So let's refresh this page, and then we're gonna go, oh, okay. So I'm seeing the 3 scenarios. Okay, so let's check I don't know why all 3 say fleet clean. All 3 are not about fleet cleaning. So the email drafter agent. So let's see what it created here for us. Okay, so it's gonna watch emails. It's gonna use Anthropic Claude to do a text prompt, and then it's gonna draft an email. It will use about 119 credits every time it runs. So this is interesting. So now, is it 119 credits for every email that it creates? So every time it sees an email come in and drafts, is it going to use 119 credits, or is it going to use 119 credits total after it kind of sees all the emails and drafts? So this is something that we're going to be watching for. All right, so actually if we go into edit, you just want to check and make sure. So it is connected to our Gmail. Only unread messages. Okay. This is a limit of 10. So let's put this to 20, just so we can see how many emails it'll track. And then so Claude, so it created the prompt. So you're an email assistant for a mobile vehicle cleaning business called Fleet Clean. Tone casual, All right, so this prompt, it doesn't, I want to change this so that it's, you're an email assistant for Sir Ryan Knight, who runs multiple initiatives, a detailing company that offers mobile vehicle cleaning business called Fleet Clean. See, that's why you need to turn memory on. Called Detailing Nights. a nonprofit called the Afro-Caribbean Business Network that supports entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, and a consulting company called Sir Ryan Knight Consulting. Alright. Okay, so keep it under 100 words, be warm. Okay, so let's see what this generates. And then it's going to create a draft email. So it's okay, and it says we are authorized until October 21st to reauthorize connection. So we're just going to watch that. And it should do I need this? Can I move that? Test. Okay, it's still okay, so yeah, let's leave this. I wonder what will happen if we run it once. Let's run once and see what happens. Okay, so I think nothing's happening, so I think an email has to come in for it to work. So let's see, because it runs every 15 minutes. So what we're going to do, we're going to send ourselves an email just to see if we can see something coming in. So it's watching nighttime test. Let's see what draft you built. Hey Claude, this is a test email to see if you made the make automation properly. I am looking to see what email draft you create from this. Cheers. Alright, so that's gonna go to me. So while this should run every 15 minutes, so we're gonna be back. Okay, see, it has a error. Why is the error? It was forced to stop. Okay, that was me. Okay, so let's check the other one now. So we're gonna save this and go back to scenarios. Alright, so I don't like the name of these scenarios. How do I change the name? Email drafter agent. It's active. I think we should be good. Alright, so the fleet prospector agent. Let's see. So this one now, it uses Claude to create an email draft. But to who? So what does this, doesn't seem like it connects to anything. So we have to ask Claude about that, first of all, because the fleet prospector agent, I'm not seeing it doing any research, so I don't think that will work, but we'll leave it for now. And then that was the prospector agent, and then we have a relationship manager agent. Okay, so again, this just says hi to Claude and then Gmail. So I don't see where, so for the relationship management agent, let's go and ask Claude, like, okay, for the relationship management agent, I do not see where to put the spreadsheet that you will be referencing in the scenario. Okay. So let's see. So I'm asking it, right? So in the current setup, the relationship management scenario just has Claude generating sample contacts rather than reading your actual spreadsheet. Let me update it to properly pull from your Google Sheet. Okay, what's the Google Sheet ID? You can find it in the URL when you open the sheet. Okay, so let's find a Google Sheet, maybe one that we can test. Test networking spreadsheets. What did I create here? Okay, so this has me in it. Let's see if I can read this. Okay, go back to Claude. Okay, here is the Google Sheet. Okay. Oh, it just needs one part after the D. Okay. Whoops. We don't need that. Okay, so let's delete this. And before the edit. Okay, so this is our ID. Let's see if it'll update the scenario now so that it actually pulls from. And while it's checking that, so this Google Sheets, so first name, last name, email, company, status, last email, response. So let's see if it can use this. So now it's going to be, okay, done. Relationship manager scenario is updated and live. Here's what it now does. So flow, step 1, calls the Google Sheets API using your Gmail connection. 2, Google reviews the contacts and flags anyone where status is not sent, last email date is 30 plus days ago, response status is no response, and duplicate entries are automatically skipped. Sends a clean formatted draft with all the check-in messages ready to review. Okay, next schedules for April 26, runs daily. Okay, based on your current sheet, it will flag Crispeth Cowie and Powered Frex and Ryan Knight entries as needing outreach since status is not sent. I didn't. Oh, there's 2. Oh. Okay. Why is there multiple? Okay, let's take out these 2. So we're gonna test to see. Let me see in make. So this should be updated now. So what is this? Oh, it's using Gmail to pull in the sheet. Okay. Let's see if this works. So if we ran this, would it work now? I want to first fix this. And then if I run it once, operation failed. Why did it fail? Okay. If you want the handles, Okay, so Claude, what you built doesn't look like it's working. So let's see if it knows how to fix it. Okay, I tried to run this once and it gave this error. What am I missing? Okay, so the error shows the URL got mangled. It's routing through Gmail's API proxy instead of hitting Google Sheets directly. The make an API call module prepends. I need to use an HTTP. I think make can connect directly to Google Sheets. Should we try that? So hold on. So let's see. Okay, so let's do that. So go to connections, create connection. How do I disconnect the connection? Okay. Okay, so I guess watch roles, create connection, sign in with Google. Okay, so I think if we just put Google Sheet in here, and then if we actually let me delete this sheet 1. Alright, so test networking spreadsheet. Okay, I found it. Sheet name live sheet. Okay, A1. All save. Connect. How do I disconnect? Unlink, link, delete. Okay. I don't know if I need that. Alright, let's see. So I was able to create the Google Sheets connection. Can you review and make any edits you need to fix and make the scenario work? Okay. So after we get this one to check, then we're gonna go over to the Google or OpenAI. So actually, while this is working, okay, yeah, let me hard code the ID. Okay, so let's go check on our codex. Okay, so let me go to, so what OpenAI did for us was give us a good breakdown of what to do. So it pretty much started talking about phase 1, build a personal AI executive assistant. So agent 1, inbox copilot. So it's going to review, prioritize, draft, flag opportunities, okay, and then the workflow, new email arrives, so it has the workflow, use cases for you, so grant inquiries, client follow-up drafts, okay, nice. And then relationship nurture agent, so this could be huge for your network, thank you. Agent 2, relationship intelligence agent, so it tracks the last contact date, social activity, who needs a check-in, warm opportunities. It'll draft personalized keep warm messages. That's great. And we're gonna run it from Google Sheets, and can prompt, here are 5 people to reconnect with today. That's pretty cool. Then the fleet prospecting, so it'll find companies with fleets. It'll possibly use Apollo, Clay, Instantly, or Smart Lead. Optional scraping with enrichment from LinkedIn and Clearbit. That's interesting. And then it created an architecture. So notice if you see anything missing. So layer 1, GPT assistant. Layer 2 with Zapier or Make. Layer 3, Airtable, Clay, and Apollo's layer 4 for the prospecting. And then long chain, Crew AI, or AutoGen. And even better, a Ryan OS operating system agent dashboard. So a morning briefing it'll create where it does emails needing response, people to reconnect with, fleet prospects found, follow-ups, and it says to do a 30-day sprint. So build email drafting agent, add relationship nurture agent, build fleet prospecting agent, and then connect them into one dashboard. So it talks about you could give the agents roles. So you have a chief of staff agent, a relationship agent, a sales prospecting agent, a grant opportunity agent that wanted to add that for me, a cash flow proposal agent. And if it were me, I'd build this first. I start with one MVP agent, the relationship revenue agent. This combines the email drafting, stay in touch reminders, and fleet lead prospecting. That alone could create revenue. Okay, so if you caught what OpenAI missed, is that I was told that Codex, which is part of OpenAI over here, could do all this. So I'm like, oh, I thought that OpenAI Codex could do this. Is that not the case? So it says, actually, Codex can absolutely be part of this, but I'd separate what Codex is excellent at from what you want overall. So short answer, Codex can help you build this, but Codex is the builder orchestrator, not necessarily the full out-of-the-box agent itself. So I'm curious, like, it has this tool literally next to it, and it doesn't suggest that I use it in the full first answer. Anyway, so Codex is very strong for writing the code for your agent, connecting APIs, building automations, creating multi-agent workflows, running long tasks in parallel. You could use Codex to build the email executive assistant. You can use it to build the relationship nurture agent, and you can use it to build the fleet prospecting agent. So where people get confused, so many people assume Codex, I describe my business assistant and it magically runs my whole company. So not quite. Better framing is Codex helps you build and supervise the agents. It's more like your AI technical co-founder. Interesting. Okay. So honestly, this is how I'd use Codex for your idea. Prompt Codex, build me a multi-agent system with Gmail drafting assistant, CRM relationship, fleet prospecting, an Airtable dashboard, and human approval required. Okay, so once Codex, a Gmail API, Google Sheets, Clay or Apollo, and Zapier or Make for the triggers. So if I were you, I'd use Codex to build an MVP called Night OS Agent. Okay, so if your question is, can Codex build an autonomous agent that actually does these tasks for me? The answer is yes. With supervision and integrations, very much yes. And Codex has become much more agentic than just autocomplete. If you want, we can actually scope how to build your first version in Codex together. I can help you write the spec. Okay, so I was like, yes, let's go ahead. I have Codex downloaded now onto my laptop. Need the spec to get started. So perfect. So it's gonna say now the project, the Night OS agent. So it created this first prompt spec. So, and it says first prompt spec to paste into Codex. So I copy it. So it talks about the project, act as my technical architect, and build an MVP multi-agent business assistant. And it walks us through all the things it's going to build. And then also create an agents.md file. So I have no idea what this is. Do I just paste it in, or do I? You're building business productivity agents. It's a markdown. So do I put this in agents.md? See, I don't know what that is. So we came over to Codex. So when you're on ChatGPT, it asks you about, when you click on Codex, it takes you over here where you have to download the app. So I don't know what this install the CLI is. I don't know what the try ID extension. We downloaded the app, and we got here. It asks, what do you want to build today? I posted it in, and I got an error. And the error said, the GPT 5.5 model is not supported when using Codex with a GPT account. So I was trying to use it with my free account. So I did update it, upgrade it, I mean, to the new account. So let's see if it works now. What it comes up with. Okay. So now it's saying, absolutely, I'll act as a technical architect first, and I'll pause for your approval before coding each phase. Core principle: Night OS should behave like a trusted business operator, not an autonomous actor. It can read, classify, draft, recommend, and queue work, but it should never send messages or take irreversible actions without your approval. So it's creating this target architecture, which is beyond my scope of reasoning. I don't know what it's doing right now. Design decisions. So fast API backend, Streamlit dashboard. Okay, so I want to see what things do I need to download first. So phase plan. Phase 1, architecture and repo structure. Okay. So build the project skeleton. Okay, a modular repo structure, SQLite schema. Phase 2, the agent inbox. Okay, phase 3, the relationship nurture agent. Phase 4, the fleet prospecting agent. Phase 5, simple dashboard. And approval checkpoint. Before I write code, please approve phase 1, architecture and repo structure. I'll create the repo scaffold. Okay, so now this markdown, do we put this in right now? So let's copy this. So now it says review this spec. Create the technical architecture and phase implementation plan before writing code. Challenge weak assumptions and assess. Okay. So let's put in this agents MD. And then we're going to put in this create approved. And then if you want, we can scope how to make this eventually act as a grant finder funding agent too, which feels very on brand for your business. Okay, so press enter, see what this does. Approved. Okay, approved scope understood. Architecture and phase implementation plan only, no code yet. Key challenge. The original MVP is a little too broad for a first true build. Gmail Sheets, Airtable scheduler, dashboard, approval flows. The 3 agents all at once creates integration risk Okay. My recommendation, build the MVP around one shared operating loop. Okay, so that gives NightOS a real backbone. Each agent becomes a different input-output module, but the safety model stays identical. So a better MVP shape. For phase 1, I would not fully integrate Gmail, Sheets, or Airtable yet. I'd scaffold those integrations behind interfaces and use local SQLite sample data first. This lets us test the agent logic, approval queue, memory, dashboard, and prompts without auth API friction blocking the architecture. Then phase 2 can connect Gmail for real. Okay, so this proposed architecture here. Integrations, memory, services, okay. Core design decisions. One approval queue for all agents. Every draft, recommendation, and outbound action goes through the same approval system. This keeps the safety model simple and enforceable. No send capability in MVP. MVP should generate drafts only. Even approved should mean marked approved or ready to copy, not sent. The system memory, integration adapters, agents should be thin. Prompt templates live outside of Python, and scheduler is local first. Okay, so phase plan. Okay, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, streaming the dashboard. Okay, phase 6, real integrations and hardening. Approval gate. Next step. If you approve, I will begin phase 1 only. Approved. Great. I'll build phase 1 now, the local foundation, safety rails, docs, and tests. I'll take a quick look at the workspace so the scaffold lands cleanly instead of trampling anything already here. The first workspace hit a shell encoding quirk, so I'm simply switching to simpler reads. Nothing has been changed yet. Okay, what is this? I've confirmed the workspace is empty and Git is not available in this shell. So there's no existing work to preserve here. Next, I'm creating the phase 1 scaffold, core app shape, shared approval queue, memory layer, placeholder integrations. Okay. Okay, so while that is going, let's check on our make scenario. A trigger must be the first module in the scenario. Okay. Okay. Topical simple text prompt references inaccessible module Gmail. Okay, where is it accessing it? Let's see. It's not trying to access anything. Okay, so it says this needs a trigger. So what should the first trigger be? Claude. Okay, so I said I was able to create the Google Sheets. Okay, good. The scenario says that the Google Sheet needs a trigger for it. What does that mean? Because is it, let's save this and come out. Did it create something new? This prospector one, I don't think is gonna work yet. The email drafter looks like it'll work. Has it been 15 minutes? Did it execute anything? Schedule 11:31, got an error. So got the email, but then got an error over here. Validation failed for one parameter, missing value of required parameter, origin make. No bundles were generated. So we go into our drafts. Did not see any new drafts. Okay, so let's screenshot this and show it to Claude. Okay. So that's Make telling you the Google Sheets search module can't be the first step in a scenario. It needs something to kick it off. Right now, there's nothing telling the scenario when to start running. The simple fix, I'll add a schedule trigger as step 1, which tells Make to run this on the timer. The Google Sheets read then becomes step 2. Yeah, like why didn't you already put that there? The right module is scenario service, start sub-scenario. Okay, that's the start trigger, updated and active. So the schedule trigger, Google Sheets, Claude. Okay, so let's check this now. So for the email drafter agent, that watches unread emails, I got this error. So I took a screenshot, put it in. The first two modules look like it fired properly. Checking for the email and writing the prompt, the draft, or the write up with Claude, but it failed when writing the email draft. What went wrong and how do we fix? Okay, let's see what this comes up with. While I was doing that, we got to check our usage, make sure it hasn't gone crazy. We're already up to 50%. Just keeping an eye on that. Oh, where do we go? Okay, I see the issue clearly. The error is missing value of required parameter, meaning when it tried to create the draft, the to field recipient address came back empty. This happens because the Gmail watch emails trigger fired, but the email it pulled didn't map from address correctly into the draft module. Let me correct this. Oh, let me check the current blueprint and fix it. Found it. The interface from the V4 trigger uses from email and from name as flat fields. Okay. Fixed and live. Here's exactly what was wrong and what changed. The bug. The Gmail G4 trigger also was different merge tags. The draft module, 3 fixes made. Okay. Also updated the sign on from Fleet Clean Team to Sarai Knight to match your real identity. Okay, so it says hit run again, and it should go through. So that's in the history. Let's jump in. Oh. So did it do anything? Where is the history? So maybe we send ourselves another email. Let's see. Test number 2. Let me see what draft you create with this one. Alright, so let's head back to, so this will take 15 minutes, so before we sign off we'll check that. So Codex has now gone in. So what has it gone in to do? When's the last time? So I approved it here. Okay, so phase 1 is built and verified. Created the Night OS foundation in project root. So fast API scaffold, Streamlit dashboard. Key safety choices are now baked in. So no send capability. All outbound drafts flow through. Secrets are configured through. Gmail Sheets Airtable are isolated behind adapters. Okay. One small note. The syntax check created Python cache folders and the sandbox blocked cleanup. They are harmless generated files. Ready for your approval to begin phase 2. Inbox agent MVP. So these are all the generated files. I guess I could open them if I like. So, okay. So we trust what you're doing. Approved. Okay, so now it's going to start phase 2, inbox triage, a draft creation and approval queue, insertion still with the safety boundary intact. I'm going to inspect the current scaffold briefly, then patch the inbox pieces and add focused tests. Okay, so the existing inbox module is just a placeholder, so phase 2 will add a concrete local workflow, parse incoming email payloads, classify them with a deterministic MVP classifier, generate review-only drafts, and on-queue draft items for approval. I'm also adding inbox-specific tests so we can prove draft never send behavior. Okay, so completed task 1. Alright, so while that's checking, it looks like something happened. Okay, so scenario was finalized. The scenario run was completed. Okay, it looks like it did something. Draft. Did it create a draft? Oh, it's been creating drafts. Holy smokes. How many drafts did it make? Remember, last time we looked, it was here. So it created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What's interesting is I don't see it sent. Remember the, oh, here it is. No, that's the one. Where's our test? The test email did not come through. Oh. Remember the one that we sent from here? Sent. Test and number 2. So it doesn't look like these got there. But it does look like it's making drafts, which is great. Okay. Our agent, our first agent is working. Sweet. All right, boom. One down. So looks like our main Gmail account, we have make.com. Oh, so let's check the usage. Hold on. Let's make sure it hasn't gone crazy. So go to org. So we've used about 330 credits so far based on the emails that it's checked. I did notice the drafts that it created. I mean, some of these things are like, it doesn't really need a draft for it. Because if somebody tells us payment received, I mean, sure, we could send something. Thank you for your resume. Okay. Invoice, got it. Yeah, maybe. Okay, Claude. You got one down. So now that one's working. But it looks like hold on, let me say hi. Good to see you. You can respond if you're on YouTube. Okay, so the email drafter, we should be able to put okay, so hold on. The email drafter is working great. Although, is there a way for the agent to check if the email is relevant and needs a response? So far, it is responding to everything. Can the agent archive emails that do not need a response, or use a label to categorize them? Alright, we'll see what that comes up with. So back to Codex. So Codex is showing phase 2 is complete. So built the inbox agent MVP. Okay, so added normalized inbox models. Okay. Ready for phase 3, relationship nurture agent MVP. Sweet, approved. Alright, so I'll move into phase 3, relationship nurture. So we're going to use a different email for this one. So the nighttime is kind of the guinea pig, but for this one we're either going to use our Microsoft Outlook email or a different Gmail based on what would be easier, because OpenAI is under Microsoft's in their ecosystem, so we might use the Outlook for this one. Alright, so phase 3, relationship nurture. I'll keep the same safe pattern as inbox. A local imported CRM's roles first, outreach suggestions and drafts, then approval queue items for human review. The relationship scaffold is still a placeholder, and the contacts table already has the right basic fields. I'm adding a simple nurture policy now. Contacts need more frequent touch than BC. Reminder dates when present, and all suggested messages land in the approval queue. The relationship logic is in place. I'm wiring the API next and updating the existing broad agent test so it matches the now real relationship agent behavior instead of the old placeholder. One architecture wrinkle surfaced. Early SQL schemas can already exist from phase 1 without the new source ID columns on contacts. I'm adding a small migration guard so the local database can evolve phase by phase without mutual resets. Okay. That's good to check. Let's see. So, great idea. Right now, Claude just blindly drafts a reply for every unread email. We can make it smarter by adding a triage step where Claude first decides, needs a reply, draft the response. No reply needed, apply a Gmail label, and skip drafting. Let me update the scenario. Okay, so step 1, watch unread emails. Step 2, Claude triages the email and returns either reply or no reply. Step 3, router splits into two paths, a reply, Claude drafts reply and saves the Gmail draft. Path B, no reply. The router takes routes as top level with just flow and filter, no label property. The router doesn't accept filters inline in the Blueprint API. Filters are set separately in Makes UI. Cleanest workaround is a use basic if else instead, or have Claude output a value and use a filter module. Okay, what did you decide? The basic if else with routes works. The filters just need to be marked set in Makes UI after creation. Let me push the full working blueprint now. Updated and live. Here's the new 7-step flow. So it watches unread emails, Claude triages and outputs reply or no reply. Reply, no reply. Claude drafts email, saves the drafts, no reply, active, remove from inbox. One quick thing to do in Make. Because the Make API doesn't allow setting if-else conditions programmatically, you need to manually set the two route conditions in the UI. Open the email drafter agent scenario in Make. Click the if-else modules, step 3. Route 1 if. Oh, okay, looks like I gotta do something here. Okay, open the email drafter agent. Okay, email drafter agents. Ooh, this is expanding. Okay, so we're at the if else. Route 1 if. Okay. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh no. I created something. Okay, delete. Okay. What is this? Okay, take this model. What? Oh, it just clicks click. Okay, set condition result from step 2. Text contains reply. This runs automatically for everything else. No replies. Okay, if. Oh my gosh. Claude, why didn't you just do this? Okay. Come on, Ryan. You can do this. Make an email. Mark an email as read. But what is the third thing? What is this? This scenario takes this route only when it doesn't meet, but it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so you said click the if else module. Route 1 if set condition result from step 2. Text contains reply. Result. I don't see text contains. Where's text contains? this operator. Reply. And then this one. So route to else. This runs automatically for everything else. So no reply. If no reply needed. Because if it just if it does not contain, maybe that will work. Okay, you are an email triage assistant for Sarai Knight, who runs Detailing Nights, African Women's Network, and okay, respond only with one word. Oh, maybe I can put reply. So if this if is reply, save, or if this if is no reply, so the result is equal to no reply, then it'll go here. So this bottom one shouldn't be needed because it can only be one of two things. Okay. No reply newsletters, automatic notifications, marketing, receipts, calendar invites, spam, confirmations, reply, direct questions, business inquiries. Okay. I like where we're going with this. Okay, so now in our inbox, we shouldn't have replies to just every unread email that comes in. It should be curated in some sense. I do want to see if we can label, because in our Gmail we have these labels down here, which would be good to start using. Okay, we don't need it yet. All right. The setup looks great. Can you check to make sure I did the if else properly? Okay, while you're checking that, let's check on codecs. Okay, so we're in phase 3. So now we're trying to figure out, it built the relationship nurture agent MVP. So it added contact and outreach models. It added nurture cadence logic, updated the backend, it added relationships view. Okay, nurture rules, reminder dates due today or earlier are high priority. ABC categories, use 30, 60, 120 day touch points. Okay, let's see if we can get into phase 4. Yes, the expansion has happened. piece by piece. Okay, so now it's starting phase 4. So the fleet prospecting. Same operating loop again, except import prospect records, qualify them for fleet relevance, draft intro outreach, queue everything for approval without any sending path. Okay, the prospecting piece is still a placeholder, and the schema needs a stable prospect ID, just like contacts. All right, so Codex seems to be plugging along, not hitting any usage. Uh-oh. Okay, I can see the issue. The if-else routes have no filter conditions set at all. Both routes are empty, which means make doesn't know which path to take. I can see you haven't set the conditions yet. Oh, I didn't save. Jeez Louise, come on. Let's save this. Because I know I did it. It's right here. If reply is needed. Save. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to save. Please check again. Come on, come on. Let's see if we got this right. Can't get Claude mad at us. Oh, here we go. That's perfectly set up. Here's what I can see in the blueprint. Branch 1, if reply is needed, condition is the result equals reply. Action, Claude drafts the reply, saves the Gmail drafts. Branch 2, if no reply needed, condition result equals no reply. Action marks as read, archives out of inbox. Branch 3, else fallback, catches anything unexpected. If Claude returns something other than reply or no reply, currently a placeholder, which is fine. Everything is wired correctly. Go ahead and hit run once to test it. But if, okay, we can test it. But no emails. There has to be an email to come in. It's watching for emails. But every time I send an email, it doesn't land in the inbox. Test 3. Checking if you got this. Oh, it's doing something. Something's happening. Okay, let's see what's happening. Or is it just loading up? Okay, it's still loading. I don't see email. Oh, okay, this test came in. Oh, test number 2. Now it came in. Oh, something broke. Okay. It was working. It came in. It made a thing. It said no reply needed. Make an email. Mark it as read. Move an email. What is this supposed to do? Destination folder. It just needs to go. How do you put it in? Okay, put it here. Okay, because I think that was missing. No label, add or remove specified. think we fixed that now. Create a draft email. Should be good. And it should draft over here. So the content should be there. Doesn't look like anything's missing. All right, our first agent is ready. This will be watching our email every 15 minutes. And if it's something that I should respond to, it'll draft a response and then I can check it. If it's something that doesn't need my response, it'll get out of my inbox and be filed away somewhere. So it's gonna get filed into this read only label. So we'll check it periodically just to make sure things are not missing in here that I need to read. But now we are in good shape. So Claude, we succeeded in creating our first agent, and now we'll check on Codex and see where it's at, because this seems quite more involved. It's on phase 4. So built the fleet prospecting agent, MVP. Okay, and then it's gonna go to phase 5. Approved. So when we come back next week, we'll see what Codex has built for us. Oh, where is my show? Over here. All right, as always, have a great night. Hopefully that you were able to follow along. I would love to hear about your own agents that you're creating. So Claude can walk you through the steps. It helped us build it in make.com. OpenAI is doing theirs in Codex. So we're going to do a follow-up next week to see what it actually built for us. But as I said, stay productive, and I'll see you next week, my night owls. Peace.